Alright, we should get this going in a few minutes. It's getting a little dark.
So, what's going on this week?
This Wednesday I'm having a party at my house. If you guys are around, you should come.
Yeah, for sure.
How open is the invitation?
You guys are welcome to bring friends.
Yeah?
I always like meeting new people, so feel free to bring anyone, as long as they're sketch balls.
We'll definitely get back to you on the party. We know a bunch of people who we want to ask, so.
We're having a party next Wednesday.
We'd like to invite you, and if you bring anyone you want, would you be interested in going?
Sure, yeah. I'll drop by for sure.
Yeah, I would love to. I love all your housemates.
You're inviting me to a party. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll definitely take that into consideration.
I think that people sort of see me as the person that's always planning and organizing a lot of parties, trying to get my friends together. And I'll just sort of try and make sure that everyone feels included and happy that way.
Movies are basically the huge thing that I focus on a lot, like very often takes up a lot of my life. I go to the movies usually every weekend, just because I like seeing what's in theaters, I like writing about them and stuff.
I love music.
What are your favorite bands anyways?
Oh my god, where to start? That's a Led Zeppelin. But the thing with music is that it's such a subjective thing and everyone can be so opinionated about it, is that you don't want to say, oh, I like Kesha, and then automatically be judged for that.
I think a lot of people see me as less social than they or their friends, maybe. And then a lot of people kind of categorize it as like, oh, she has a boyfriend, so she's not going to come out. And I don't want to be like the mother, be like, you should probably cover yourself up and like not show your boobs right now.
It's very hard to make inferences about how people view you so much as how they treat you, how they act. Even when you get in someone's head and you say like, you know, how do you think this guy sees me? You're putting a lot of your preconceived notions in how they treat you.
I go to parties here and there. It's just partying has never just, I don't get it. It's just when you go to a party and, you know, everybody's having beer and just like, you know, like, yeah, and chanting, and then like maybe they're playing some beer pong, maybe there's just some people chatting in the kitchen. They all have generally like, you know, 90% of the people have beer, right? And you could find those 10% of people who have like, you know, like the juice or just the Coke or whatever it is. But like, you know, then you're just gonna have sober conversation with them, and you've gone out to have conversations with sober people, which you can do at home.
I enjoy, you know, going out, having a good time with the guys and drinking and stuff. I like bars better just because people at house parties, I think there's a stronger sort of front. You're a little more socially conscious. When you're out at a bar, you know, people don't really care. They just sort of be themselves.
I usually won't go to a party where I know absolutely nobody. Even though it's kind of the point of a party to get to know people, you kind of want to know like that one or two people. It's really odd. You can't just go to a party or else you're like a creeper, you know?
The intimidation of showing up to such a large party alone. No one wants to like walk into a house party where there's like tons of people by themselves. So I feel like you'll try and get a group together beforehand so you can all show up at once, just for comfort.
If you show up to a party with, you know, 5 of your friends and you're all well-groomed, maybe you're wearing suit jackets or, you know, you're dressed nice, people are going to be like, holy shit, you know, like, these guys look really good. Whereas if you show up with like 2 guys and you both look like, you know, unshowered and crusty and shit, people are going to be like, what the fuck is this, you know?
Okay, that's cool. I don't normally dress like this.
Alex, you look like Alex or something.
It's difficult when you want to interact with people and you're sort of not sure what to say to them that will make them interested in what you're saying.
I think it's just people realizing that at the bigger parties, sometimes they can't always have the meaningful conversations that they want because there are usually so many people around. It's easy to get distracted and sort of end one conversation prematurely with someone.
Everyone, when meeting a new person, lies within the first 10 minutes of conversation. And I think they do that because they want to feel like they relate to the person they're talking to. Like, so for example, I'll be like, hey, have you heard the new Black Keys album? Just for the sake of carrying the conversation, they'll say yes, even though they haven't.
Do you like small chat?
I'm so bad at it, and I'll I'm really bad at it, and if someone's small talking, I draw attention to the fact that we are doing small talk. I'm really awkward with small talk. I'd rather have a genuine conversation about something the two people are interested in.
Personally, as a philosophy major, I get into big chat a lot, but small chat has its role. It's pretty heavy to just go up to a person and be like, do you think people are happy?
It's somewhat of an imposition if you're, talking to someone and you're talking to them about, Plato's allegory of the cave, and they're like, buddy, I had a long day. You talk about something that you likely both can engage in. If I were to talk about, some popular culture movie or just something fun, that's ambiguous that anyone can really pick up on, and light, especially light, is good.
It's very difficult to go on about movies for 2 hours and not bore people. So, it's difficult to try and think of other topics which you don't really know too much about, or you're just making up on the spot, or you don't even care about, just to get some interest out of people when you're talking to them,
What's sort of your script of conversation?
Hey, what's your major?
What program are you in? And what books have you read?
What courses are you taking this semester? What's your schedule like?
If I'm in a place that I'm really not enjoying, and I've been asked that 10 times, and I know I'm never going to see these people again, I just start picking random majors and just talking about funny things, because I know it's going to be a 30-second conversation, and then they'll be like, hey, I'll see you later. And I'm like, no, you won't.
Some people, they have this entitlement of arrogance or whatever, and you just maybe meet them the first time and they're like, oh, hey buddy, what's going on? They're looking over there. And it's like, okay, how about I slap you across the face? Sometimes you go to house parties, I've been to a couple where people are on their phones. That's what I don't understand. It's you're with one friend, and then your other friend is calling you on the phone. You're going to place primacy over that call than the person you're actually with, which doesn't make sense to me, because this person is there with you right now.
I think that it's a really big security blanket for people, and they'll start texting someone else, I guess, just so that they don't look like they're not socializing. But it's interesting because it ends up making them look more antisocial. I get a lot of enjoyment out of my friends meeting other of my friends, I guess, and getting to know each other a little bit better. And I think that a big thing that I see at a lot of parties is everyone sort of still sticks to their own cliques. So it is sort of disappointing to see people sticking to their own. And I guess it is important that they stay comfortable so that they can have a good time. But it would be nice to see people sort of break out of that comfort zone.
There's the whole idea of conforming. I'm against conforming, but fitting in with the crowd. They say think for yourself, but act like everyone else. And so if you go to a party and you're drinking, you're kind of in with them.
I feel like I don't fit in because I'm too sober. I don't drink that much anyway, so when I go to a party, I'm who I am, and everybody else at a party is trying to not be who they are because they're pretty drunk, right?
A lot of people at the parties that I go to are usually drinking a fair amount, which I don't think is the greatest sort of idea to hold on to.
But why do you think they do that?
I guess people feel like they can let loose more and not care what everyone's thinking.
Liquid courage?
Yeah, a little bit of liquid courage.
Liquid courage, basically. Liquid courage. So, but I'm against the idea that you need it to become social, but it definitely helps.
People are drinking to the point where they're getting sick consistently. I think that's just really irresponsible, because then people you've never met before come up and start grinding on you, and that's just uncomfortable. And I have a boyfriend, and I don't want to spend the whole night being like, oh, sorry, thank you.
When you go to a party, it's just, I'm not looking to get chug, 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 or do 5 games of beer pong. That's not me. I'll be the guy sort of just chilling and talking to people with a beer in my hand the whole time. And I really hate it when people are all in your face, look at how pretty I am, or look at how many beers I drank, look at all the cups I smashed. I don't care. I want to know more about you.
And people that don't drink, they often say, oh, well, either A, he used to be an alcoholic, or B, maybe he's socially awkward or weird, or C, he's pretentious. I've heard people say, oh, he doesn't drink, he thinks, he's beyond that or something. You go to any person's house party or, dinner party, whatever it is, even adults do this, they bring over a bottle of wine. But if you were to bring over a can of sardines, they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? You give them a bottle of wine, they say, oh, I don't drink. What kind of condescending shit is that? Chances are you're going to be thinking in your mind that he's a pretentious asshole. People say that alcohol is like a social lubricant. It just helps people communicate more easily because they're more relaxed, they're not nervous or whatever. You know, there's a saying, only drunks and children tell the truth. You want to get the truth out of someone, get them drunk.
You go to a party for attention other than people you know, because you want other people to pay attention to you. There's a need to impress and there's a need to be impressed.
What's up?
Mikey can't make it, so you know, Mikey, he can't make it. I guess he said he was gonna come, but well, whatever. It's not happening. So.
1, 2. Sometimes people just like to have fun and be someone else.
I guess there are some people who will come out and you can sort of tell that they don't really want to be there.
You have to play by certain rules. You can't go to a house party, you know, wearing a bikini if you're a guy or some shit like that.
As you meet different people, they come to form opinions on you, and that, in a way, is your character.
The excitement is not being yourself because you are yourself every day. So it's exciting to see what it's like being other people.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not a life of imitation. Distant us into the reservation. The world I love, the tears I try to be part of the wave. Can't stop, ever wonder if it's all for you. The world I love, the trains I hop to be part of the wave. Can't stop, come and tell me when it's time to